Most people think nerve damage happens suddenly, like after an accident or a serious illness. But in reality, the most dangerous nerve damage often happens quietly, slowly, and right under our noses. I see it every week in my clinic. Patients come in complaining of tingling, burning, numbness, weakness, or pain in their hands and feet. Many of them assume it's just aging, or maybe diabetes or poor circulation. But when we dig deeper, we often find a hidden poison that's been damaging their nerves for years. And no, I'm not talking about something dramatic like arsenic or snake venom. I'm talking about something far more common, far more accepted, and far more underestimated. A substance millions of people consume regularly without realizing what it's doing to their nervous system. Your nerves are incredibly delicate. They are like electrical wires wrapped in a protective coating. That coating, called myelin, allows signals to travel quickly and accurately from your brain to the rest of your body. When that coating gets damaged, messages misfire. Sensations become distorted. Muscles weaken. Pain appears out of nowhere. That's neuropathy. Neuropathy doesn't usually start with severe pain. It starts with subtle signs, a little numbness in the toes, a pins and needles feeling at night, burning sensations that come and go, cold feet that never feel warm, trouble with balance, muscle twitching. These symptoms are often brushed off, but they're early warning signs that your nerves are under attack. One of the most overlooked nerve toxins is chronic high blood sugar. Even in people who don't consider themselves diabetic. When blood sugar stays elevated, it creates inflammation, oxidative stress, and direct toxicity to nerve cells. Sugar literally interferes with how nerves use energy. Over time, nerves starve, swell, and break down. But sugar doesn't act alone. It teams up with another major culprit, refined carbohydrates. White bread, pastries, sugary cereals, sodas, energy drinks, and ultra-processed snacks flood the bloodstream with glucose. This constant spike and crash cycle exhausts your nervous system. Many people are technically pre-diabetic for years, silently accumulating nerve damage without knowing it. Another poison I see frequently is alcohol, and I want to be very clear here. I'm not talking about rare binge drinking or a glass of wine once in a while. I'm talking about regular, long-term alcohol consumption. Alcohol is directly toxic to nerves. It damages the nerve cell membrane, disrupts vitamin absorption, and inflames nerve tissue. One of the most common causes of neuropathy worldwide is alcohol-related nerve damage. Alcohol also depletes critical nutrients like vitamin B1, B6, B12, magnesium, and folate. These nutrients are essential for nerve repair and function. Without them, nerves become fragile and slow to heal. Many people with alcoholic neuropathy don't realize alcohol is the cause because the damage happens gradually, over years. But there's another poison that often flies under the radar: certain medications. Some prescription drugs, when used long-term, can damage nerves. Chemotherapy drugs are well known for this, but they're not the only ones. Certain antibiotics, statins, acid-reducing medications, and even some blood pressure drugs can interfere with nerve health in susceptible individuals. This doesn't mean these medications are evil or should never be used. It means they should be used thoughtfully, monitored carefully, and balanced with proper nutrition and lifestyle choices. Too often, people are prescribed medication after medication without anyone checking how their nerves are doing. Heavy metals are another silent threat. Mercury, lead, arsenic, and cadmium can accumulate in the body over time. These metals disrupt nerve signaling, damage mitochondria, and create chronic inflammation. Exposure can come from contaminated water, old pipes, certain fish, industrial pollution, cheap jewelry, or even some traditional remedies. Heavy metal neuropathy often presents as burning pain, numbness, tremors, and weakness. The problem is that standard blood tests don't always catch long-term exposure. These toxins can hide in tissues while continuing to damage nerves slowly. Let's talk about vitamin deficiencies, because this is where many people are shocked. Vitamin B12 deficiency alone can cause severe, irreversible neuropathy if not addressed early. B12 is essential for maintaining the myelin sheath that protects nerves. Without it, nerves literally begin to degenerate. What's frightening is how common B12 deficiency is, especially in older adults. Stomach acid naturally declines with age, making B12 harder to absorb. People taking acid blockers or metformin are at even higher risk. Vegetarians and vegans are also more vulnerable if they're not supplementing properly. Low B1, also called thiamine deficiency, is another major nerve toxin. Thiamine is critical for nerve energy metabolism. Without it, nerves cannot function properly. This deficiency is common in people who consume a lot of refined carbs or alcohol. Chronic inflammation is another slow poison to nerves. Inflammatory molecules damage blood vessels that supply nerves with oxygen and nutrients. Autoimmune conditions, obesity, poor sleep, stress, and unhealthy diets all contribute to this inflammatory environment. When nerves don't get enough oxygen or nutrients, they deteriorate. One of the most underestimated poisons is chronic stress. When your body is stuck in fight or flight mode, cortisol and adrenaline remain elevated. This reduces blood flow to peripheral nerves, increases inflammation, and interferes with nerve repair. Over time, stress doesn't just affect your mood. It physically damages your nervous system. Now here's the part most people want to know. Can nerve damage be reversed? The honest answer is it depends. Early nerve damage can often be improved or even reversed if the underlying poison is removed and the body is given the right support. Advanced neuropathy is harder, but symptoms can still be reduced and progression slowed. The first step is identifying the source of nerve toxicity. That means controlling blood sugar, reducing alcohol, reviewing medications, correcting deficiencies, addressing heavy metal exposure, and calming chronic inflammation. Nutrition plays a massive role in nerve healing. Nerves need healthy fats, especially omega-3s, to rebuild cell membranes. They need protein for repair. They need antioxidants to reduce oxidative stress. They need B vitamins, magnesium, and alpha-lipoic acid to support nerve metabolism. Movement is also critical. Gentle exercise improves blood flow to nerves and stimulates nerve regeneration. Even simple walking can make a difference. Avoiding prolonged sitting and keeping circulation moving helps nerves heal. Sleep is not optional when it comes to nerve health. Most nerve repair happens during deep sleep. Poor sleep sabotages healing and increases pain sensitivity. If you're not sleeping well, neuropathy symptoms often worsen. Finally, pay attention to early warning signs. Tingling, numbness, burning, electric-like pain, muscle weakness, balance issues. These are not things to ignore. They are your body asking for help. Neuropathy is not just an inconvenience. It can affect mobility, independence, and quality of life. But it doesn't appear overnight. It develops slowly, quietly, fed by poisons we often accept as normal parts of modern life. The good news is that once you remove the poison and support the nervous system properly, many people experience real improvement. Less pain, better sensation, improved strength, better balance. Your nerves are resilient, but they are not indestructible. Protect them early, nourish them daily, and don't ignore the signals they send. Because when nerve damage progresses too far, silence replaces sensation, and that's a price no one should have to pay.